Oh, come right in. Rock, flag, and eagle.
All right, welcome everybody back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host, Rattlesnake, coming at you live from Austin, Texas, here with the new official co-host, Dakota. Say what up.
What's up, guys? The official first, legit one from our own studio.
Right,
Not
right.
live and beat the shit from a post race.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, we're not so drunk. I don't know if anybody watched the last episode. Hopefully not. We were a little lit. We came back from the race, sunburned.
Dude, when I
drinking
rewatched
for 3 days straight. It was rough.
When I rewatched it, I was like, "What in the hell?" We're having a good time. You can tell, but we look like we just left Las Vegas or something. Oh boy.
Atlanta.
Hey, rocking that
Atlanta koozie. Yep.
We look like we've been beat to shit and the hair all crazy, and we were just talking all kinds of crap. But man, I'm just now starting to feel cleansed from my impurities this past weekend.
Yeah, it was a rough one. It was a rough weekend. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, Jacob.
You know the rules. We're gonna be doing this a lot today.
Yeah, I'll have to get something else out the fridge.
It was a lot of fun, but it was a rough one. There we go. Got another.
Hey, Bobby, what's up, dude? That's my buddy Bobby. He's an OG.
Well, thanks for letting us drink. Had a lot of fun. Definitely going to come back soon. But we have some other races that we got to get to. It sounds like you're not coming to Austin. I'm trying to get you to Austin.
Dude, look, I literally was looking up flights and talking about all right, if we're going to do this whole Coda deal. I was like,
yeah, and then you asked me to find you flights too. I'm like,
well, are you flying?
Boy, I'm already paying for your ticket to get here, giving you a place to sleep, and now you're asking me to find you flights?
No, all right. So I found flights, but then I was like, wait, hold on, May. I was like, I know my job's gonna be super busy in May, and I was checking. I was like,
Just quit your job. Who cares?
Fuck a job. The week before and the week after, we have 2 big projects coming up where I'm probably gonna even be working the weekend of Coda, and I was like, well, maybe I could squeeze in a flight or do this and that, and I was like, it's not gonna be worth it because if I end up going, I'll probably end up getting in trouble at work. However, we have a whole schedule. We have a whole bunch of races. I already got some tickets lined up in the making. So we're going to get this thing going. We're going to
try to do Talladega, maybe Bristol race. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can get. We'll probably bring the wives out. They can be our camera crew.
Yeah,
races.
That'll work.
Yeah, so finally we're still recovering from the weekend. Atlanta's definitely no Talladega by any means, but I would say I drank about as much. And I think it was just because it was me and you together for the first time hanging out at the Atlanta racetrack. But
I was talking to Nathan today on the phone, and I was like, dude, do you know how much freaking beer we drank over 2-3 days? I knew it was going to be like that, but it was an unnecessary amount of alcohol.
It was definitely an unnecessary amount. And we just kept getting more. So I was like, well, I guess we got to keep putting it back. And as you learned, I really don't get drunk that easily.
Yeah, then the tolerance
especially on beer. Yeah, especially on beer. It just fills me up. So the whole time I was just feeling full and just bloated. It was a little much. And you know what's confusing is I'm looking at our amount of views and we're getting more comments than it shows are even watching. So I don't know if this thing's right.
I don't know. Maybe it's buffering in between or something.
Yeah. So anyway, it was a good time. We're finally recovering back to reality.
I'm glad you came out.
Snap back to reality.
Hey.
We're moving on though. We're moving on from Atlanta. We already talked a lot about Atlanta drunkenly in the last episode. I don't think we need to go back to that.
And our drunken stupor.
Yeah, we enjoyed Atlanta, right? I think that's how we summed it up.
Hey, Shanna.
Thanks for the comment.
I hope I pronounced it right.
Thanks for the drink. We enjoyed Atlanta, but looking forward, we're about to get something we've never experienced before, and that is dirt racing at Bristol. And I just started a new job. I'm not going to say like specifically what it is, but it is at a sports company. And everybody seemed to be coming up and asking me, what I thought about dirt racing at Bristol. And I'm pretty sure none of these people watch NASCAR. And so I'm like, well, NASCAR's already succeeding, right? Nobody comes up to me any given week and says like, oh, what do you think about the race this weekend? Where do you get? Everybody's been coming up and being like, what are your thoughts on them racing dirt at Bristol? And I'm like, how did you even know that?
Dude, I feel like even like lately this year, even I've had more people be like, hey, how was Daytona? Did you go to the race? I had guys last week before Atlanta be like, man, you gonna have fun at the race this weekend? And I'm like, how'd you know I was going to the race? Like, what the heck? Atlanta's
because you look like white trash. They just assume.
Poor white
they
trash.
Look at you and they're like, oh, yeah, he's going to the NASCAR race.
Dirty brown water trash.
They don't even know if there's a NASCAR race going on that weekend. They see you and they're like, I assume you're going to some kind of race going on.
Jeez. But man, how are you feeling about how are you feeling about not having a traditional Bristol Spring race, and we're going to cover the whole track in dirt and call it a dirt race? What's your vibe?
So the way that you just described it, I think I know how you feel about it. I think you just gave it away. Yeah, I've said this a few times. At first I was like, oh, cool. And then I was like, no, this is stupid. And now I'm kind of in the middle, the closer it's getting. I think their marketing's working. I'm eating that shit up. Honestly, I mean, I think everyone's saying how bad of a race it's going to be. I don't think people can really say that. We haven't seen it yet. It's not like we just watched the same race last year and we can be like, I know definitively this is going to be a bad race. We can assume things. I assume things all the time. I'm an ass, me and you. I always assume things. So I understand wanting to assume it's going to be bad, and it probably will be. But I don't know that yet. On top of that, I'm excited to see something that, we haven't seen before. They're mixing it up. And weirdly, it seems like NASCAR kind of listened to the fans. They just didn't really understand what we were asking. They were like, okay, you want short ovals. Got it. You want more of those. You want to see stock cars on dirt? Wow, that's crazy. Let's try it. And then they just mashed it together. And we were like, no. That's not what we said we wanted. We do want those things. Whoa. Right. Just that's a little much. It's like just because I want ice cream and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today doesn't mean I want those two things combined. And that's what NASCAR's doing. They're making an ice cream PB&J. That
is a pretty good analogy. Kind of like you they kept teasing the new schedule last year. We had COVID and all that. They were teasing, wait till you see this 21 schedule, man. It's nuts. And the whole time I'm thinking like, oh man, what kind of short tracks are we going to? What are they going to throw on here? And then it was like 18 road courses and a dirt race, and it said Bristol. And I was like, is there a Bristol dirt track somewhere? Like Bristol dirt track?
Right. Is there a dirt track outside Bristol? There
I
was
like, what in the hell does that mean? And then it was like, everybody was like, what is that? And they're like, we're going to take Bristol and we're going to cover it in dirt. And I was just like, oh my Jesus Christ. Are y'all serious? Like, are y'all serious? I was like, what? At first I was thinking like, oh, is this going to be like the All-Star race? Okay. I could, pitch with that. The All-Star race, totally nuts, chaos. But it was like, no, it's going to be a points paying race. Like, towards the playoffs, like
right.
What in tarnation? And then I was super ill. Like, this is a damn joke. Y'all have lost your damn minds with this. We're out of control. What is going on? And I pretty much vented for like 10 months about how much I was not a fan of this. Thought it was
your
silly,
wife
stupid,
left you. She
gimmicky.
took your kid. You lost the house.
I just about went bankrupt. And the closer it's gotten, I've kind of been, Fox is really putting the ad on about it. And it's all they've talked about all season, pretty much, throwing haymakers at it. And I'm kind of like, all right. And I've seen some of these dirt races on, these late model races and sprint races or whatever they've been doing. But I've seen some of these and been like, all right, let's see these cup cars. We're here. It's inevitable. Let's show me what you got. Let me see what happens.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
Yeah, I can't. Nothing I can do about it. So let's just watch the damn thing.
And if you can't tell the way I'm dressed, what I was going for was a NASCAR Joe Dirt because it's dirt racing. You get it?
You need the wig.
I was looking for a wig. I was like, I got a wig in this damn house, and I'm sure I've been Joe Dirt for Halloween before, so I know there's a wig somewhere around here. Couldn't find it to save my life.
I've
But
been
that's
Joe
what I was
Dirt at
going
Talladega
for.
before.
Unfortunately, this is a medium that I used to wear to Talladega when I was, let's just say, before I was married. So it's not fitting very well, and I can tell you're wearing your hat again. So
Oh,
the hat that
sorry.
you're just absolutely in love with.
I didn't
Got
get
another
the oh,
comment.
leaving Bristol with brown lung. Oh my gosh, boy.
Yeah,
We're getting all
it's
the
just I've gotten to
comments.
the point where I'm like, fuck it, let's see what happens. Who knows?
One thing I've already noticed, and I kind of thought it'd be like this was from all the dirt racing, is like they keep showing panoramic shots of the track, and the stands are just like doo-doo brown, even up in the top, all the dust and everything.
Yeah.
I've been like, who's going to clean this shit up when this thing's over with? Now they got to get the dirt and get it the hell out of there, and hopefully, get everything's gonna be nice and neat by August or September for the night race.
I think they're
But then,
just praying for rain at that point.
but here's my other thing: what if it rains this weekend? What do we do then?
Oh, yeah. They have to get the dirt off the track first before it rains.
Yeah, no, I meant like for the race Sunday.
Yeah.
What do we do if it rains? We can't put the jet dryers out, or it's gonna be mud. Like, come back tomorrow. Hopefully, it's sunny.
I don't know enough about dirt racing. I've only been to a few dirt races. I've been to a couple sprint, a couple late models. I don't know. I don't know what you do when it starts raining. And with those cars, I'm sure it's different. I'm sure they just run. I have no idea what the plan is.
I'm sure it'd be a muddy shit show, is what I imagine.
Yeah.
And also something Fox missed is like Fox has been throwing everything at this. Is iconic. We haven't raced dirt in 50 years. This and that and that and this, and they're running it on a Sunday afternoon. I don't know a lot about dirt racing, but all I've heard is dirt racing doesn't work really good in the daytime. You're supposed to run it at night. And it's Bristol. Yeah, maybe it'd be a little chilly. It's in the mountains. Wear a hoodie. This would have been a key, iconic Saturday night dirt race.
Saturday night. Yep.
That's it. I just feel like
what little I know about dirt racing is it's got to be a Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's like watching high school football and it's not Friday. That would be weird.
It'd been a great Saturday night short track dirt racing, but it's the Cup Stars. Huge key moment. And I feel like that was totally missed.
So looking forward to, potential winners, it seems like, and literally even people at my work that don't, like I said, don't know anything about NASCAR to my knowledge, everyone's hyped on Kyle Larson to win this one. And it makes sense. He is incredible at dirt racing, maybe the best of all time. He's like the Michael Jordan of dirt, which is kind of a cool nickname, Dirty Mike. And and he has good equipment. So it's not like he's just, a couple years ago when he was in the 42 and we all knew he's talented, but he could never get it done. It's like, no, he might be the best driver this season. So it seems like a perfect storm for Kyle Larson to win this one.
Well, everybody's just about either giving it to him or Christopher Bell. Okay, of course, awesome dirt racers. They're really good. There's like 10 other dirt background racers in the series. But I was listening to Corey LaJoie's podcast, Stacking Pennies, the other week, and they interviewed Kyle Larson after he won Vegas.
The podcast that'll be gone in 2 months.
Yeah,
yep.
And they asked him how he felt about the dirt track or whatever. And he said he feels like he had the way that like it's grooving or whatever. The only advantage he feels like he has is being able to read how the track's changing. But he has no idea how the cars are going to drive. He's never driven. He says they're probably going to be slow. It's not going to be like anything he's ever driven. He's like, I really don't feel like I have any advantage over anybody. He's like, we're all going into this new. Yeah,
but at the same time, it's still like, I get that it's different, but it is on dirt. You know what I mean? Like that you do have to understand how to drive a car on dirt, which Kyle Larson clearly knows how to do.
Yeah, I expect him to be in the top 5 or up front leading, but I think there's going to be some surprises as well.
Yeah, because the thing is, Kyle Larson is known for dirt, but I feel like he's more known for sprint car racing or midget cars, on dirt. Yeah. Whereas I think this would be more closely related to late models on dirt, bigger, heavier stock cars, right?
Tugboats.
Yeah, those little sprint cars, I just feel like that's a lot different than these stock cars. So, I mean, Austin Dillon, he's a dark horse, man. I feel like he's kind of been hyping himself up about the dirt racing. So we'll see.
Dude, he won that little show the other night or whatever. I mean, I didn't get to see it, but I saw he kicked ass during the whole thing. And a lot of guys, Corey LaJoy, I saw Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, they've been flying up there racing late models or whatever. And I mean, they're getting track time. They're getting reps on the track. At least they're seeing how it's going to be before they go out there in their cup cars.
By the way, anybody, if you can hear my dogs in the background, say something in the comments because I'm about to go out there and whoop their ass. This whole show is just going to be like me beating my dogs and then PETA shutting us down. I know we're going to eventually get canceled. I just don't expect it to be PETA, but maybe.
Yeah, that was the last thing I was thinking would cancel us.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's the thing about this race. I just don't know. That's how I would sum up this entire race this weekend is I don't know what to expect. I don't know who's going to be good. I don't know what it's going to look like. It's just different.
Yeah. And a lot of people are kind of bitching and like worried about it's going to be 250 laps. So for a dirt track, that's like the Coke 600 of dirt racing. It's going to be long. These dudes are going to be wore out. It's going to be interesting.
My thing is like, I get that, but NASCAR is always the longer series, like for every racing. I mean, every stock car racing. I'm not, not like the 24 hours racing, but for any stock car racing, anything like that, NASCAR has always been the longest series. So it's also kind of like, yeah, but it should be longer. I don't know.
One question I had, like they said there's like literally they're flying there or like they're showing up there with the cars, the crew chief, and like maybe one or two guys I saw, but they're not bringing any pit crews, nothing like that. They're just gonna, they're gonna have the stage breaks or whatever. They're gonna bring in guy changes tires, but literally it said like no pit crews. It's gonna just be like a few people. But then I was like, so what happens with like the whole caution clock or crash clock? And all of a sudden we got to repair this broke race car and stuff, and you only got like one guy down there hitting it with a baseball bat. It's like, who's gonna fix these cars if you're not gonna have a whole crew there?
Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense. I don't.
Yeah. They're literally like,
understand.
we're not bringing any pit crews. They're gonna like, it's gonna be kind of weird, but fun too. I'm ready to see. I think this thing sold out the minimum capacity or whatever you want to call it. But it's gonna be kind of cool. It's gonna be cool, like seeing it packed stands.
So you're telling me Bristol Dirt sold 30% of what? How many people was it?
Sold out
100,000.
I don't know how many people they're letting in. I don't remember seeing it. Maybe someone can drop it in the comments, but I just remember it sold out and like it was on sale in like 2 weeks. It was sold out. Like boom, boom, no more maximum capacity or however much limited seating.
I'm trying to bring up odds. Okay, finally, here we go. Yep, Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell are 1 and 2, and then Chase Briscoe, and then Austin Dillon. I told you he's been hyped. Yeah. He's been getting hyped.
Dude, I think
Chase
he's
Elliott,
got a shot.
Yeah,
they're starting they're the final main for the iRacing thing. Did you see the thing about Timmy Hill? They were going to.
You say Corey LaJoy was. Are you hyping up Corey LaJoy for this one? And did you say that, or are you talking about his?
Well, I think a lot of literally almost like a Talladega. Like race, it's going to be a lot of wild cards. There's going to be guys probably not running good that you wish were running good. And there's going to be chances for underdogs with a little bit of dirt racing skill. Wheeling and dealing and getting up there with the big dogs.
Because Corey LaJoy is at plus 40,000, 400 to 1. Like,
I wouldn't hurt to put some money on it.
Throw a little bit down on that.
I don't think he'll win, but I think he might run better than he would. Sold out fast. See? Look at Bobby. Bobby tried to get tickets. It's definitely going to be neat. The closer it gets, the less angry I am about it.
I think even when like all the COVID restrictions and all that stuff goes away, I mean, more importantly, when people just stop caring to pay attention to them, I think that's the real thing. But whenever that goes away, I think NASCAR's still going to be like, no, guys, it's not safe. You can't come. Yeah, we're only doing 30%.
They're seeing. I don't
love it right now.
It's like they've been doing it. They're just.
Thank you for the stat check. I love that. 162,000 capacity. Also, can you tell me what 30% of that is? Because I know Dakota can't.
Oh my gosh.
Dakota, can you tell me 30% of 162,000?
I could if I had a calculator.
Yeah. Okay.
But another thing is, I would take this dirt. My whole thing I was angry about was like, if you're going to go dirt race with the cup cars, why didn't we go to a real dirt track? Why are we importing all this dirt and doing all this grooving to this track, like ruining Bristol pretty much? Because we're taking away a Bristol race is the way I see it. But we got this this dirt show is like, why didn't we just go to a real dirt track? That would have been even cooler to me.
Like
But
El Toro.
yeah, I mean, I know there were some Tony Stewart issues there, but I will take the Bristol Dirt Race over. We'll get there down the road, but I would take this over adding 18 road course races.
Right, which is what they're gonna do. Yeah, I think who was it that I think it was Jacob in the group chat that
Yeah,
was
he's
like,
going
"Fuck
off
it,
today.
if you're gonna throw dirt on a track, why not just like go back to North Wilkesboro?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "That's actually
Yeah.
not a terrible idea. Like everybody
That
wants to see
too.
North Wilkesboro on the schedule, and I get that it's not ready, but if throwing dirt on the track is what takes it getting ready, you wouldn't have to repave it or anything. You literally just cover it in dirt." And I'm like, that actually makes a lot of sense. I could see that. That's kind of fun.
Go to go to an abandoned track, but take all this money, which I get. That's saying a whole lot financially and stuff, but I think there could have been other ideas, but
Yeah, but I mean, it's North Wilkesboro isn't. I wouldn't think is much worse than any other local dirt track. You go to any other local dirt track, and it's just the grandstands are literally just high school football stands. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna get much. And so with North Wilkesboro, as long as people are like safely able to sit in the stands, like what else you got to do? Just throw because you don't have to repave it. You don't have to worry about that. Maybe the barriers probably would have to get updated, the fence and stuff like that. But
yeah, I would have just loved this for like an all-star race, like made it crazy.
It shouldn't be for points.
I don't agree with it being for points because we have no idea what's going to happen. So
and somebody's going to get in that doesn't necessarily deserve it. Watch Austin Dillon win, and I'll be like, no, he deserves it. This should be for points.
I mean, I don't know. It's going to be weird, man. One of the things I keep thinking is like, it's going to be crazy. Watch someone wild win we weren't expecting. I was also like, watch Kyle Busch win it.
Right. Like, if anything, this whole season's been like that.
Yeah. I mean, once Denny Hamlin win it, just like leads the whole thing. It was boring.
If, Corey LaJoie got a win or somebody like random gets a win, you're like, yeah, but this whole season's been random. Michael McDowell is in the playoffs right now. Like.
One thing I was thinking of, like, even with the Blaney win, I was like, man, these young guys are showing up. Like, we have Martin Truex with the win, Michael McDowell with the crazy 500, but, like, the young bucks are here. They've been kicking ass every week.
And we should have saw that coming, especially next year. With every time they make modifications to the car, especially with an all new gen coming out, the young guys are going to catch up because they have to get used to it the same way the old guys do. So it levels the playing field. Whereas the old guys are like, I have all this experience in this car. I know how it runs. When you start to make all these changes, it kind of levels the playing field if like we all have to get used to this together. And so the young guys have a chance to be like, yeah, we're just good. We can prove ourselves.
Especially as they're all turning into veterans now. They've been in it for years. I mean, William Byron's in his 4th season, and he's still
veterans.
Young. Yeah, they're
4th season,
multi-year
4th season veteran.
Yeah, I just meant they're not rookies.
I'm a podcast
anymore.
Veteran then, if that's what we define.
Yeah, dude, you're a legend, bro. Legend.
Yeah, that's what everybody says, man. I try to
walk
down the street and people harass me.
I'm just riding the wave. What up, dude?
It's my boy. Nathan's actually better friends with me now than Dakota.
Yeah, we were hyping you up today.
Me and Nathan are tight, dude.
Hey, one thing we didn't talk about is the truck race on Saturday is going to be freaking nuts. There's like 10 Cup drivers in it, and it's
we need to pull up the list of the Cup drivers in that.
It's super stacked. I think I can get it right here.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
All right, you just pull it up. How about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. I know we got talking.
We got Kyle Larson, Ryan. I think it's Ryan Preece in it. Kevin Harvick's in it. I don't know if Bubba was getting in it. Martin Truex is in it. I mean, there's just a whole shit ton of people racing it.
Yeah. We got Kyle Busch, Nemechek's there, Sauter, obviously.
Yeah. Bubba Wallace.
Ross Chastain. Well, that's Ryan Truex. Haley Deegan, of course.
Oh yeah, she was raced dirt before, so there's some.
Seems like there's actually only like 2 or 3, but unless you can find something else.
Ryan Newman. I'm just saying, you already have your truck stars.
Here we go, Nathan.
So, those are all the ones we said.
Yeah, Nathan's smart enough to tell us.
Just saying, it's probably gonna be better than the damn Cup race. Hot take right there. It's gonna be
There
better
you go,
than the Clippers.
Nathan. Boom. It's just getting it for us. Well, the difference is we've seen trucks on dirt in NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
So
They've at least had experience with it.
I know it's entertaining. Like I know trucks on dirt is entertaining because they're just sliding, you know?
Yeah.
And it goes back to what I was saying is I just don't know what to expect. So I'm not willing to go out on a limb and say it's going to be better. I'd say there's a better chance it's going to be better just because we've seen the product on the track and we know it's entertaining. So there's a better chance if I had to bet. Yeah, the trucks are going to be more entertaining. But I don't know, man. I haven't seen it yet. So I'm being weirdly unpessimistic about this. I don't know why.
That's one thing Nathan keeps hyping up. He always likes to say is, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. And as much as I agree with that saying, I still have my woes about how I feel about dirt Bristol.
Right. I think we can agree. It's not the Cup Series on dirt. The problem is Bristol. It shouldn't be there. I think that pretty much sums that up.
I agree.
And another thing that I wanted to discuss was this iRacing race in Chicago on the Chicago streets.
Just pin drop. Here we go. Where do you want me to start?
Street course? Okay, Nathan likes the street course. All right. Never mind. I thought we were friends.
No,
we're not anymore.
You can't talk anything NASCAR with him. He'll eat you alive. So like what was it? A year or two ago they were talking about like, we're going road course racing. What if we went a street course? And it was like, I'm good, dude. More so over this than the Pro Invitational Series. That's right, Jacob. The whole street race idea was like, that's a little much. Like, how much are we getting like Formula One? How much are we getting like IMSA? Like, I like NASCAR for its own thing. Yeah, we race tracks and ovals and cookie cutters, short tracks, whatever, and we go in circles, blah blah blah. Oh, yes,
That's it right there. That was going to be my point.
So, but it's like, how much are we going to freaking change here? And then they kind of rumored it, and then I was surprised we didn't see it on this new schedule. But when iRacing dropped that thing today with a Chicago street course, and they just took Chicago off the schedule this year, I mean, how many more red flags do we need to see that this is most likely going to become a real thing? I'm totally not for it. I mean, I just like the dirt race. I'll fucking sit here and watch it, I guess. But it just seems like we got this whole show and we're all going racing, but how many damn events do we need at the circus here? Yeah,
so I think I made a video about this, by the way, like at least a year ago.
You need to drop a link after the video.
Maybe more. Yeah, I know. I need to. It's in the Chairgatin YouTube channel. Watch everybody hop off this now to go watch that because it's better content. It is better content, by the way. And I discussed. They announced this like a year or two ago that they were considering running. They were hyping up the fact that they're going to try all these different tracks, and they mentioned. I think the quote specifically was like outside of stadiums and through streets and cities.
Yeah.
And I made a whole video kind of just making fun of how fucking absurd that is. I was like, you're going to set up like cones outside of, MetLife Field and just run in circles or like while people are just standing there like, yay, NASCAR. Like how much of a joke is this sport if that's what we're doing?
That's how they made it seem like. They said, we're going to bring the sport to the people. Like, people are going to be, like, walking to work, texting, like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
I don't necessarily want you to bring it to the people. I want to kind of go out and camp. Like, chill. We don't need it. And so,
hey, what's all this traffic for? Oh, there's a NASCAR race in the city. What the hell?
I honestly think a NASCAR race through city streets is maybe the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Next to the parking lot. The parking lot thing's the dumbest. And then racing through city streets is right there next to it. I hate this idea. NASCAR is not meant to be on city street court like that.
It just sounds so silly.
It's just been pissing me off, and this has been building up for years, right? Yeah.
And now it's like, are y'all serious?
I'm not against change. In fact, I want you to change back. Like, I'm not against change. Like,
I told him in the group message, I said, bring my 90s back.
Right. Change from the shit that you changed to initially. Let's change back to that. What I don't like is the route that they're going, trying to be IMSA or Formula One. And I think you made that point earlier.
Dude.
They're trying to be IMSA with their new cars, how it looks, the number placement, all that stuff. And now they're trying to be Formula One with as many road courses as possible. And not only that, but fucking tracks just through city streets. Are you kidding me?
Do you remember it was like NASCAR 05 or something? They had like you could unlock night races at tracks that didn't have night races. And then they also had like made up city courses. Like I remember one was New York. It was like racing through New York and you went in a tunnel and shit. And it was totally just like, fantasy video game. And then IMSA, like where they use real cars. Don't even open his
IMSA doesn't use
dude.
real cars. I can't go buy an IMSA car and drive it down the street.
Don't listen to him. He's just baiting you. He's baiting you.
he already hooked me.
Yeah,
it's not even bait.
Dude, my whole thing is they're shoving so much goddamn change right down our throat all at once. Okay, hey, we're making a new car. Hey, we're going to one lug. Okay, hey, we're gonna move the fucking number. Do what? Hey, we're going to race cars on dirt. Okay, hold on. Let me write this down. Road courses. Hey, city course? Like, dude, can we slow the hell down for 1 second?
If you look at the changes that they're making, honestly, I think every single one that they've been making over the past, 2 years at least, and maybe I could be wrong, but I want somebody to actually break this down. I'm not going to do it because I'm too lazy. I want somebody to break this down at every single change that they've made and tell me what change has resembled going back to classic NASCAR, which is what they said they wanted. They wanted to go back to the real NASCAR. Show me one change that they made that does that. And I'll show you a list of changes that they have made and plan on making that are the complete opposite, that resemble every other racing series that they want to replicate. Every time you take something and you try to replicate something else, it's not going to work. Nobody that's a Formula One fan is all of a sudden going to be like, oh, NASCAR's racing through Chicago. I'm a NASCAR fan now. No, Formula One fans have been making fun of NASCAR fans for being redneck since Formula One has been around, since NASCAR's been around. I mean, that's like the whole thing. Why are you trying to be like somebody else?
They really got me last year at the All-Star when they're like, we're going to put underglow under the cars. I was like, are you shitting me? Like, what in the hell are we doing here? There's just so much.
Well, it's Tokyo Drift.
On.
That's another.
Yeah,
that's another thing they're trying to be like.
And out of all the things in the last couple of years they've mentioned, which one pisses you off the most?
This having a race. The number, I want to say the numbers, but no, I think the street race in Chicago would piss me off. If they announced that would piss me off the most.
The one I'll take to my grave is the number placement.
Yeah,
I know it's probably gonna happen. Nathan
has become bad takes Nathan. This is absurd. Dude,
he's like,
hey Nathan, you should check out Formula One. I think you'd really like it instead of NASCAR. Hey Nathan, you should check out IMSA instead of NASCAR. I think you'd really like it. You know how many other racing series and leagues you can watch other than NASCAR to get exactly what NASCAR is trying to replicate right now? You don't need it. You don't need NASCAR to do it.
The number change, I'm gonna be so fucking mad when I see that crap. Like, it's literally like, I do not want the number to move. Take sports off, take strip plates off, put skier tires on them, and let them run. Yeah, Bobby's got them wild-ass good takes.
Yeah, those are good takes. I do understand the problem with that, though, because I understand with the horsepower they have now, like how dangerous it is. At the same time, and there's a hot take that I think a lot of people don't agree with, when cars, and I see this all the time on Twitter, people are like, the second a car goes flying in the air, you have to, change. I disagree. And I'm not saying I like to see drivers, die or anything like that. But I think the danger of getting into one of those cars kind of adds to the fact of how serious this is.
It's like watching gladiators duel in an arena. We're watching.
Right. I know it sounds morbid, but it is a little morbid. It is kind of fucked up. If you watch UFC, by the way, I don't want to hear any difference because those dudes walk out just messed up. That's, it's gruesome and it's dangerous.
Just as dangerous. One thing I always see too is like how many videos have we seen of a car getting up draft after turning around flipping, and a lot of dudes sit there and say or like get out and walk out. I know it can be scary at times with some of these
Right.
incidents we've had, but cars go up in the air. I mean, it's aerodynamics going 200 mile an hour, but how safe they are, it's amazing. But every time they go upside down, they're like, "That's it. We got to do something."
We have
I'm
to
like,
change
dude,
everything.
what about like in the 80s when dudes were turning around, flipping up and in? I was like, that was like 35 years ago. And we're acting like we're just seeing this for the first time every time it freaking happens.
Here's
Like,
the
dude,
thing: if you ever watch South Park, if you've ever
yes.
watched that episode where they changed football to them wearing like pillows and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's a joke, I get it, but at the same time,
Sarcastaball, they call it.
the safer
Sarcastaball.
you make NASCAR, and I know this sounds fucked up, but this is human nature. The safer you make NASCAR, the less people are going to care. I know that sounds fucked up, but I promise you, that's what's going to happen. The safer you're making it, they essentially NASCAR is going to go from like NASCAR to IMSA to Formula One to iRacing, and it'll be all digital. And you know what? Nobody will fucking care because the fact that there is danger makes it interesting.
One thing I like with the new package is like I miss about the older, even like 5-10 years ago is I loved seeing dudes in the corners fighting the wheel and sliding and
Right.
getting loose and
Right.
trying to chase it up the track. And yeah, every now and then every now and then we see a little similar something like that when a guy gets behind a guy. But with this package we have, these guys are just the thing's glued to the track. There's not really a lot of aero dependency, and I mean, I just want to see guys fighting the race car. Like they're fighting the track, the race car, and trying to race against each other.
I just don't understand why it's so bad for NASCAR to have an entire schedule of short tracks, a couple intermediates, and a couple super speedways.
I'm fine. I'm fine with the schedule.
I think I understand. I think I understand why NASCAR doesn't want to do it. That's risky. I get it. You know, you'd probably lose. You're going to lose a lot of tracks on the schedule. You're going to have a lot of repeat tracks. Some fans are going to be pissed. I get that. I just think that there needs to be a racing series or a racing league that comes out that's like, you know what? Fuck it. 90s NASCAR was almost as popular as the NFL. I mean, there's something there. Like there was clearly something there that people loved. Why aren't we tapping back into that?
It baffles me. Like they're always trying to chase this new fan. They're trying to attract new eyes and new
when they lost the millions of fans that they had, and guess where those fans went? Right back to the NFL because that's the same. It's the same fan base, by the way. If you're unaware, I do digital marketing for a living. I know this. The demographic is mostly high school graduate, non-college degree holding, like working class people, which is, by the way, a majority of America. That's a majority in America. And that was their fan base. That was their target demo. That's what the NFL hits. And that's why the NFL is number one. NASCAR hit that. And they finally branched out of the South. And that's why they became so popular. And then they kind of said, fuck those fans. We're going away from it. And now they're like looking for a new fan base. And it's like, you left one of the biggest fan bases of all sports in America. What are you looking for?
Almost with a lot of the good they're doing, trying to reach that new fan, they're kind of pissing off everybody that got them here. There's bad takes.
Nathan he is baiting me. I can't tell if he's joking because the road courses this year are just absurd. I live in Austin. I don't want to see that fucking race. As
much as we're sitting here shit talking and dick bagging NASCAR, I've been telling people.
What are we doing to NASCAR?
Dick bagging. NASCAR's back. At least NASCAR's been back on the uptake, especially the last few years. I mean, the more and more people I catch seeing or watching, getting into it. Been wanting to go to races and stuff.
But how many road courses have they raced on this year?
One. The Daytona road course?
Yeah, the Daytona road, which I'm cool with, by the way.
That one grew on me. It was with the downforce package, high horsepower.
Right.
Because last year that race sucked, and this year it was a good
this
show.
year it was good. Daytona, Charlotte, the Roval, I'm okay with. Like there's some that I'm okay with. I'm not saying all are bad.
Like I'm okay with Charlotte Roval, but I'd rather just go to road courses than do all these Roval tracks. But
Nathan, the fact is NASCAR is not a road course racing series. That's my problem with it.
I was fine with 3. Like 3, I was like,
right.
That's fine. That's
just
fine.
To mix it up a little bit, but NASCAR is not a road course racing series. It shouldn't be. There's 7 is honestly too many. I know it sounds like 7 out of 36 is too many, but there should be 3 tops. I mean, that's already pushing it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It is what it is. I mean,
and by the way, I did a poll on the Twitter. On the Twitter. Does that show you how
I was
out of
on
touch
the
I am?
Twitter the other day.
I was on the Twitter the other day, and I did a poll.
Did you see that Twitter app?
And I asked, what's more important in racing? Car number or car sponsor? 85% said car number. And Alex Fleener, that's at Alex Fleener 101, I think really hit the nail on the head with his comment. He said, if it was still in the 90s, maybe the argument could be made for it to be the sponsor. But now, Joey, Kyle, and Denny are the only ones who really have iconic paint schemes. Boom. I mean, I've been pushing that, by the way, for years, that NASCAR has lost its identity in terms of paint schemes, like individual
different paint scheme every
that
race.
They run every race.
RCR is the worst of that.
Can you imagine if when they move the numbers back, which they will do, just because they know it pisses me off? I swear NASCAR watches the podcast and they're like, oh, what was Rattlesnake 8?
The way you talk is like you hate NASCAR the whole time.
Oh, I fucking hate NASCAR, but I love it.
I love it. I love it so much. It's almost,
dude, I'm
almost like that damn kid.
I'm a Texans fan. Like I hate it.
I love you, but why do you keep doing this dumb shit? Quit doing this dumb shit. Yeah, man.
Iconic paint schemes, not numbers. Okay, what's Dale Earnhardt famous for? Look at the flag behind Dakota right now and tell me what Dale Earnhardt is famous for. Look at his hat that Dakota is wearing right now and tell me what Kevin Harvick is known for.
I've voiced this my whole fandom. I've said I like even all my merch or anything I like, hell, half the shit you've seen, I'm about the driver's number because sponsors come and go, money comes and goes, and
exactly that's the point.
And I could buy Goodwrench gear all I wanted. Then Kevin was sponsored by Shell. Now what the hell am I doing while I was Goodwrench shit? Now I gotta buy Shell shit. Oh, right. Kevin gets sponsored by Budweiser. Well, what the hell am I supposed to do all that Goodwrench and Shell shit? I get like, okay, cool. Now I got all this throwback old school gear, but god dang, I gotta keep buying shit to keep up with all these sponsors. But however, he stays with the same number. Yes, he moves teams to 4. Now I just love rocking the car number, the car team. The 4 team's my shit. I don't. By the way,
the man in black, it's not the man in Goodyear wrench. I mean, the man in black was because of the color of the car. And guess what? The reason that he was known as the man in black because of the color of the car was because they kept their sponsors season long, which they don't do anymore. Are we going to call Chase Elliott the Hooters man? No, because he only drives that car a couple races a year. Yeah. And then Napa would be pissed. They would be like, whoa, he's the Napa man. Well, am I going to call Austin Dillon the Dow man? No, because he runs American Ethanol and he runs Tracker and Bass Pro. It's different.
That's one thing that Kevin was pissed off. Is like, I'm okay with Busch being the primary, but damn, Busch runs a special scheme every freaking 2 or 3 weeks.
Right, and I will give Harvick some credit because at least he is able to kind of keep the Busch beer a little bit longer, but they change it every single time. They
run a special scheme every week, and it's like, Jesus, man.
But the best drivers do stick with numbers because you're saying drivers don't stick with numbers anymore, but the best drivers do, and that's the point. The ones with the fan base are going to stick with their same numbers. Kevin Harvick is not in jeopardy of losing the 4 car. You know, Brad Keselowski
18, was Denny Hamlin 11.
Brad Keselowski was brought up a lot, but that's just because he had issues with the team. I mean, Brad Keselowski is the number 2 car if he wants it. He's just had issues with the team and he's getting old. So, they're looking for somebody else. But the fact is the best drivers that have the biggest fan bases are not in jeopardy of losing their number. They will change sponsors, however. And I think that's the best point of, numbers are more associated with the driver than sponsors. And I think for us to move forward with this discussion with Nathan, with anybody else that thinks the number changing the placement on the car is a good idea, and Nathan, you can comment this because I know you're just firing them off. Can you at least agree that NASCAR's decision to move the numbers is simply for money and has nothing to do with fan engagement or what fans want to see? That's all. If you can admit that NASCAR's decision to do this is purely for money and has no interest in fans at all, then okay, your opinion's valid, but you have to admit that.
Oh, it's absolutely correct. They could
Right.
give a shit less what we think. However, NASCAR in the last 10 years has been more adamant about, oh, fans like this, fans like that, fans want this, fans want that. Because
Finally,
when when
I can drink to that, Nathan.
when I was a kid, they didn't give a shit what you thought, dude. Like, hey, oh, it rained out. Sorry, go home. Oh yeah, we're gonna race tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Oh, you have to work. Yeah, sorry, fuck you. Nowadays, at least they have programs where, hey, you can reimburse your tickets if it gets rained out. Oh, hey, you couldn't make the race. We can reschedule your tickets. But at least I noticed a lot more tracks and NASCAR are more appealing to giving a shit about the fan and their,
Well, I
their
think it's because
livelihood.
NASCAR got pushed with their backs to the wall, where they're like, shit, we might die.
Yeah.
We expanded the entire sport based on the demographic and the number of fans that we had at the time in the 90s, the early 2000s. We've expanded and we spent money there and we've lost it. And I mean, that's the type of business decision that you make when you file for bankruptcy, if they
Now,
were any other business.
I'll argue with you. It got rough there for a little while, but I feel like NASCAR last 2 or 3 seasons. Yeah, I know they're making a lot of changes I don't agree with, but NASCAR's been going back on the uprise. I mean,
Yeah. And so I'll agree with you there. I think
COVID,
NASCAR's gotten to the point where they're like, shit, we actually have to give a shit about fans again.
COVID didn't
So,
really help because I felt like 2020 coming up before COVID happened. NASCAR was through the freaking roof, dude. Like every week, I was so excited. I kept meeting people, kept seeing more shit online. Just like, dude, NASCAR's back. Like NASCAR's awesome. It's blowing up. Bobby, that was in the comments. He was like, dude, is NASCAR like a thing again? What up, dog? I was like, yeah, dude, NASCAR's fucking up on the uptake. We're going to the moon, dude. It's rising. Everything's good. It's a good time to join in and follow along because you can't agree with all the changes.
yes and
but
no.
Fuck yeah.
Yes and no.
You're too strict on your opinion. I'm an asshole, and you're just a dick about it.
Yeah. Yes and no. Yeah, Nathan. I agree. Like, look, the number, and this is why I said number placement wasn't the one decision that's like ruined NASCAR for me, because at the end of the day, it doesn't change the product on the track. It doesn't change much. It's just, I think the problem with the number placement is just the fact that NASCAR once again is proving they're not really interested in what you care about. They're a lot more interested in what the sponsors care about. And they keep making these decisions regardless of interest of fans. And eventually it's just going to keep pushing fans away because it's going to be like, well, okay, you don't care what I think. Then I don't care about your sport anymore. And that's where I've been with NASCAR for years. I continue to go back because I think there's so many talented drivers. When you look at all the racing series, you look at F1, there's one driver, in NASCAR, it really is like there's so much talent. The talent pool is deep. And so it's fun to watch the races because they have a lot of talented drivers. I just don't like the organization of NASCAR as a whole because they clearly, I don't think, care what I have to say.
But however, how often you get on Twitter and you see all these kids like, yeah, I love that idea. Oh, that sounds great. Oh, our fan council. That's amazing.
Right. That I've never been to a race or have,
Yeah.
just started watching NASCAR.
They get all these opinions from these kids that don't go to races and have never been to a race and are going to the first race now, which is all cool and fine. But, we got 20-year veteran fans over here that are kind of taking the blow from it.
Right. That kind of, I know it sounds like condescending or something, but like when you've been watching NASCAR your whole life or for, let's even say, I'll even give you 5 years. If you've been a NASCAR fan for 5 years, you watch every single race, you know a little bit more about the sport. You know about what's going to produce good racing. Like, you know what you want to see. And I think a majority of NASCAR fans, are number one, aren't on Twitter. They're on Facebook. That's just a fact. A majority of everybody on NASCAR Twitter talks about how toxic and terrible NASCAR Facebook is. And by the way, it is. I agree. It has some terrible, stupid people. But the point is, a majority of their fan base is on Facebook. So if you don't like what they have to say, if you think they're all idiots, that's the fan base. They are idiots. It's NASCAR. They're a bunch of dumb rednecks. That's the whole point.
It's like you're either on that side of the fence or that side of the fence. You either don't know what the hell you're talking about and you have a dumb opinion, or you're ignorant and don't know what you're talking about.
I agree with you there, Nathan. Bristol All-Star. Yep.
What about it?
I think he's just saying that he's saying like NASCAR isn't listening, but like here's some examples.
Well, they gave us All-Star, yeah.
Yep.
I think the format could have been better. I was glad with the Bristol All-Star race.
This sums it up right here. Couldn't agree with you more.
That's what we were saying just a minute ago.
We're getting screwed over by this new fan base that supposedly is out there that they're looking for because we ain't it. We've been watching NASCAR for years.
We need a revolution.
Yeah.
Do you want to know who won the iRacing Invitational?
I don't really care, but you can tell me.
William Byron. Will he be?
What? Should I be surprised? Didn't he like start in iRacing?
Yeah, he grew up iRacing. He's a little iRacing kid.
He's like the Jesus of kids that do iRacing because they're like, I can get in the Cup Series.
Me too.
It's like when I podcast and I'm like, I can eventually become famous and rich off this, but like really, no, come on.
You're already kind of a legend.
I am a legend. I can't even walk out my door. People are just, I'm married and girls are just throwing their panties at me and stuff. God. And I'm like, whoa, ladies, chill. Yeah.
Wait till I get down the street.
Wait till I'm far enough away from my wife, at least.
Wait till I'm at the racetrack. Yeah, dude. But I mean, hell, I know Coda may not work out, but at least we'll, if you don't get to go to some, I'll be at some. If, I don't get to go to some, you might go to some races, but we'll definitely have some teamed up races we'll get to go to this year.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to a couple races.
Maybe we won't be so negative and bitch so much.
Have you not known? I thought you knew me.
Dude, I kept looking back through my pictures and stuff from the weekend. I was like, oh God, I don't remember taking this. Oh, when was this one?
Man. Yeah, we got wild.
Yeah, Nathan was telling me today, he was like, dude, y'all were lit at the Sunday race. I was like, well, duh. But then I was like, yeah, we might have been like too lit.
Nah, we were perfect.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't.
Alicia, on the other hand, might have been too lit.
Dude, Saturday night. That was just Atlanta. Like we weren't even at Talladega. Like
that's the thing. Atlanta. That's Atlanta. That's Atlanta. I don't know. Like I've never thought in my head like, oh, I'm going to Atlanta. I'm gonna just go all out. It's gonna be a wild weekend. No, I'm like, oh, I'm going to Atlanta. There's a race.
Yeah, I literally was like, yeah, I'm psyched. We're gonna have a fun weekend. And then like Sunday was like,
it was your wife. It was your wife. She was the bad influence.
Thanks.
She kept pushing it on me. And peer pressure is that'll
down,
get me.
Man. Oh, she was feeling it Monday. Yeah, she's all.
She didn't give me a ride to the airport. Thank her again for that.
I got home from work Monday and she was still like shriveled up in the bed, hungover. Yeah, man. Monday was rough.
I think this is the best. We drank all the Pink Whitneys.
Oh my gosh, Pink Whitneys. That's what did it too. And Nathan, y'all drink all the Pink Whitneys. And then Nathan's little rum Switzers we kept passing around. Get y'all down here in South Georgia. Boy.
I was just in Georgia. All right.
I was in South Georgia today.
If you missed me, you missed me. I was just in Georgia. I went to the damn race.
And I'm going to South Georgia tomorrow.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, we're gonna get out to Talladega, definitely. I'm not going to be going
tickets, boy.
Yeah, I'm not going to be going to spring. I'll be going to fall though for sure.
So I'd like
to get to Bristol.
I'm trying to work out Nashville tickets. I'm going to Spring Dega. Nathan surprised us. We're going to Coke 600. Then we got July Atlanta.
I think we need to hit Kansas too.
When is Kansas in the playoffs?
I don't even know, but I'll have to double check. I think we need to hit Kansas.
Does Kansas have 2 dates or 1? I can't remember.
Usually 2.
Yeah,
unless they change it. I know this season everything's fucked up, but
they do have a playoff race. But then we got Bristol.
Right, they always have a playoff race.
I think Bristol Night Race should be the one you try to make.
Right. The Kansas isn't like a bucket list. Like I go there every year. I'm just saying you should come out to Kansas. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. I think you'd be like, wow, this is a really fun track to go to. We can take our wives and they can go do their own thing. Like,
yeah, well, that might be one we could work out. We could just plan it out, plan ahead of time.
Right.
Oh, yeah. What else we got?
I think that's it.
Street racing. We're going Fox's Cup. One thing I want to mention, I'm pleasantly pleased with Fox's coverage so far this year. I mean, I didn't get to watch last week on TV, but broadcasting aside, NBC always sets the bar. Usually we watch Fox and it's miserable.
Nathan, come to Kansas. Come to Kansas, Nathan. You can come with me. I'll be there.
And I feel like Fox has been stepping. I mean, maybe it was Clint, maybe it was the dirt race that helped, but Fox has been killing the coverage this year.
No, Fox has been killing. Obviously, they've made a few like boneheaded moves where they go to commercial and stuff like that. But
yeah, that's usually what made them terrible.
Right, but overall, in terms of like the booth, and yeah, Nathan, you just once again, I can agree with you there. I said this when Jeff Gordon went up into the booth. He's a dud. Jeff Gordon is kind of boring. He's smart and he knows so much about the sport. He can watch the cars and like know everything that's going on. So I respect his opinion there. But personality wise, he's a dud. I mean, nothing against the guy. I don't dislike him at all, but he's kind of boring. And when Boyer came in, I think that's exactly what he needed, because Gordon can be that analytical guy, the guy that is kind of more of a commentator that understands the sport, whereas Boyer is the personality. He's kind of like the DW but younger, so he
I'd
can
say
like
he's better than DW.
Well, to be fair though, DW is getting old there. He was
senile.
I know a lot of people don't like
know what the hell he was talking about on the race.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like DW, but I'm like, if you go back and watch his older shit, he wasn't so bad. But he's kind of like that type of personality where it's more of a fun, lighthearted personality, jokes around a lot. That's what Gordon needed, and he gets along with Boyer really well, and so it works out. So I agree.
Yeah.
I think Fox has been killing it.
Yeah, I mean, even my whole thing is they've been promoting this dirt race. So, like, after the dirt race, what they got to talk about? Next week's race. Hey, shit. I mean, we'll have an episode about it, but next week I think we're going to Martinsville.
Boy, I wish we were actually going to.
That'll be going. I think it's Martinsville or some other short track or something.
Yeah, for a NASCAR podcast, we don't know much about NASCAR.
No, we're spitballing here. We do.
I know how to complain about NASCAR.
Yeah, I'm here to keep us, above sea level.
Right. And if you're the one that's here to keep us above sea level, we are fucked.
Yeah, I forgot the oars and the battery's not charged. So shit, is what we gonna meet back up Sunday? Bring it back to these players.
Yeah, you have a beer
Sunday night? No, I finished it. I could
one beer. I'm finishing my third right now.
Babe. Oh wait, we might not even have beer. I got a Dr. Pepper.
God. All right, Jacob.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll do that for Jacob. More beer. Connor. Hey, babe. Hold on 2 seconds.
I don't know if this comment is sexual or not, but I agree.
What? Dakota has such a dirty mouth. Hey, Timmy. Timmy's a son of a bitch. He's a son of a bitch.
All right, hurry up so we can. Do you see what I deal with, people? I chose Dakota as the official co-host, and this is what I deal with. I don't know if you watched the episode last week, but like his wife and his daughter were running around.
Oh my god!
The audio went out like halfway through, and that's what we're dealing with.
That was our executive producer, Luna Rutledge. We had some technical difficulties.
She's just too damn cute to get mad at.
Felicia's like still having regrets. I said, "Hey, bring me a bush," and she was like, she gave me the look. Thanks. Oh my god.
Thanks, Felicia. Tell her to come in and say hi to me.
Oh, Matt says hey.
I'm asking her to come say hi.
Oh no, he said, look, he's right there. She's wearing her Blaney shirt.
Ew. All right, tell her to leave.
He said leave. Be gone. I love you. Thanks. We're almost done. You don't even want to know what she just said. You don't even want to know.
She probably was like, I'm leaving you for Rattlesnake. That's probably what she said.
Wow. I don't know how you're all lady for that. Oh, yeah. She took the Jeep, so it doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. Connor's trying to get me to go to Darlington for the day, and
I'll be there. I'll be at Darlington.
The first one? Or the second one? No, they're going to the first one.
That's right, because they changed it this year. Darlington was always,
The first one's the throwback, which I think that's the one they're going to. And I'm always open. I think it's Mother's Day weekend. I'm always open for like.
That's the mother. Oh no, I always go on the Labor Day weekend race.
Yeah, I'm always down for like a fuck it, let's run out there real quick race. But then it's
all right, fuck it, let's run out there real quick then and race.
But
you said you're always down. I just said fuck it.
Let's run
out
but
there.
Then I'm saying I got all these other races I'm going to. But then when my buddies go to races,
then why are you lying? You said you're always down.
It influences me even more to go.
All right. Let's wrap it up. Let's chug this beer.
Dude, I just opened this. No way I'm chugging this.
I just opened mine.
Cheers. This is going to be rough. It's so cold. Yeah, mine's not empty. Oh, God. You're a terrible person.
Yep, that's a bad way to end the show too, because now you have to go back because we're wrapping it up. This is the end of the show.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna go sit on the couch and be like, I kind of want another beer.
Exactly.
Damn. Hey, man, I'm glad we got this thing going on, though. I'm stoked. We're only going up from here. God,
Shut
y'all
up,
suck.
Nathan. I watch you
Nathan-
shotgun. You poured out half of it when you're done. Don't
No,
lie.
Nathan
I
can
got the
shotgun
video
a beer, though.
evidence, by the way.
I wasn't even shotgunning. We were chugging.
No, I'm saying Nathan. I got the video evidence of him shotgunning and then pouring out half of it.
No, he can't. He doesn't even drink, but he can throw them down.
No, he can't. He poured out half of it.
It's a big chest.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I suck at shotgun. I just put on for my city. Oh man, yeah, I do need it. We need to get to racing. We need me up with everybody.
Look at that. I'm just pouring it out.
Wow.
Look at that. Just pouring it out.
Hot takes live on
I got
the
that
show.
video evidence.
Damn
I watched
boy.
it. Yeah. All right. Thanks for coming back on.
We need to make some.
Thank you.
We need to make some sort of outro, not where it just cuts off. Where it's like. Psh.
I have an outro. What are you talking? Watch an episode.
God, I meant.
Try watching an episode.
I meant make it. I don't know. I do watch an episode. Rematch at Dega. Boom.
I'll put $100 on it.
Oh shit, that would be interesting.
Straight up, I'll put $100 that I'll beat you in shotgun. $100.
We gotta do like best 3 out of 5 or something.
That's fine. Yeah.
Damn. Stopwatch. We'll be there with a stopwatch.
Mm-hmm. And
Well,
you got to
shit,
check
man.
the beers after.
It's been awesome. I can't wait to watch this dirt race this weekend. Yeehaw.
Yeah. It's getting dirty.
Hell yeah, boy.
Yeah, we'll be back Sunday night after the race.
Tune in, catch us here live.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a guest.
Ooh, interesting.
Who knows? We might throw a guest in. You never know.
I'd like that idea.
Yeah, you like when I bring in a third. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Nathan, thanks for entertaining me the entire time. And we'll see y'all again Sunday.
All right, y'all. Peace.
All right. Peace.
Holla.